Welcome back to the Blockstars Repair YouTube channel. Today we're going to be going through a bunch of this stuff and actually itemizing it and, well, putting it into storage. Because right now, I have absolutely no idea what I have. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be using this $6,000 Kickbook scanner, taking a photo of every single item, putting it in a box, and writing down exactly what's in that box, and then having all of this photos put in a database and labeling them all so we can easily search for parts when we need them. Because there's so many parts here, it would literally be impossible to find the part that you need. I mean, for fuck's sake, I keep going back to this, but Metal Gear, there's like 7 million Metal Gears. I found a few pretty cool things. These here are apparently insulators for neon sign transformer type things. Very cool. I'm not 100% sure what role they play in neon signs, but they're part of neon signs, which is super cool. I've also found a complete Rockolo remote controller set for a Rockolo 490, aka that jukebox there, a Super Sound. This thing allows you to have remote volume control and remotely turn on and off the machine from a switch that you mount somewhere on the wall. Basically, it just has a motorized volume control knob here, and it has this fancy thing here that plugs into the power supply, and then you'd mount this on the wall, run a wire to the jukebox from this thing, and you can turn on and off the jukebox, raise and lower the volume, and cancel the record that's playing. Really cool. I've never actually seen a complete set. I have one of these motorized volume controls mounted in that jukebox, but I don't have any of this other stuff to actually use it. I already have box 1 finished, and you may be saying, Block, that's like not even half full, and that's because this box weighs an absolute ton already, and where I want to store it, I have to carry it up a flight of stairs. So we're going to wait until maybe we get some more light plastic pieces to fill in the top of this thing, because the rest of this is metal and really heavy. And then with that pile of images, let's say I need to find a jukebox part, I just have to search jukebox. And with that, I can see all of the jukebox parts that are in box 1. This should make looking for stuff actually possible. And here's another batch of 50 images. One of the boxes ended up being basically entirely full of brand new old stock Molex connectors that I put in these bags here. Tons of transistors and just there's potentiometers. There's so much just random new old stock stuff here. It'd be super useful. A bunch of just different transistors. There's so many different transistors. It's actually insane. We're gonna have to go through and write down what all is here. This is insane. I'm not gonna take a photo of all these. I'm just gonna put in a different document of just parts. But yeah, this is insane. Just brand new old stock Molex connectors. I'm not gonna lie, going through this stuff is extremely fun. It's basically a treasure hunt. Got some more of whatever these are. I genuinely have no idea. Google Lens didn't know what they were either, so who knows? Got some just trash cardboard, unfortunately. It's not really worth saving. Coil that, again, probably isn't even worth saving. We got, ooh, this is the gold style metal ones. I really like these ones. A lot of the modern ones look the exact same as this, but they're plastic. The early ones were metal and are, well, nice and heavy. Very much like these. Holy shit, that's an entire box of coin door frames. And they all look to be the same. I guess there is some different ones in here. Most of them are the same, though. I wonder what these are off of. Obviously, a jukebox of some kind, but we got a few different models in here. I'm not recognizing any of them. Some of these might be Seeburg. That one looks like a Seeburg, but I'm not 100% sure on any of those. It also confuses me why the person that did all this stuff just threw stuff like these fragile pieces of glass in with a box with a bunch of random large pieces of metal. Like, these are fragile pieces of glass. Why were they just thrown in here? Is that a pair of is that a cufflink? I guess it's not a pair. What the fuck? Yeah, not all the pieces of glass survived that box, unfortunately. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with these. I hate to throw them out, but this one could still be used. This one here, again, if I could find that last piece, this one definitely could be reused. You just glue it back together. It's better than not having said piece of glass, but I don't know what I'm going to do with these yet. I very much hate to throw them out, but ultimately, what else would I do with them? Unfortunately, this is probably pretty useless these days, but I got a Big Buck Hunter Safari. Well, it's not even Big Buck Hunter, it's just Big Buck Safari online disc and manuals and everything for that to, I guess, make it online. That's probably not a thing anymore. That sucks, but pretty cool nonetheless. The hell is this? Like, what in the possible fuck is this for? Apparently, according to Google Lens, this is actually a slot machine clock from a slot machine from before 1964, which is actually really cool. It looks to be very similar to one that's used in like a Mills slot machine. Pretty damn cool. Hey, look at that. I actually have a second one from a different style machine. Very cool. Now that's an absolutely wild lock. This is a Mills, so I'm assuming slot machine lock. That's really cool. That's a very interesting shape, that's for sure. I'll keep those together. You know, I just looked up this lock. This is Mill slot machine lock. And I could easily get like over 50 bucks for this thing apparently on eBay. That's insane. I guess I should probably do that. I won't, but I probably should. Things like this, it's like, I get why you saved it, but why'd you save it? These things are cheap as fuck. That's just trash. Like this here, why'd you save it? Somebody put a screw through it. That's trash. Now, I don't think it's Bakelite. I think it's just plastic. And if that's the case, you can buy these for like $2. They're not expensive. So this will probably get thrown out. I'll make sure it's not Bakelite. These ones here, I think, might be Bakelite. Well, that one and that one maybe. But this one, honestly, I think that's just plastic. That's just trash. Shit, these are not going in a box because half of my machines need these. These are the switch things for pinball machines, specifically Williams, and my Williams over there absolutely needs these replaced. So right now they're just pieces of wire that have been bent into weird random shapes. These are actually like properly bent. I need these. That's awesome to find. This is concerning. This is, I think, as full as I'm going to fill this box. I don't think I can lift it. This is box 2, and I've barely made a dent. There's a lot more to go. Here are some more things that could definitely be worth a small fortune to the correct buyer. This is 2.5 sets of black cherries from a Mills black cherry slot machine from around 1930s. That is super cool, and if you could find a buyer, I'm sure they'd pay a very, very nice amount for them. Now this is insanity. What the fuck am I supposed to do with these? A lot of these are just generic keys. They do have numbers on them, luckily, but what the fuck do they go to? This is crazy. Like, I will probably never find a lock that most of these go to, but, of course, there is some decent stuff in here. Like, right here are 2 original Seabird keys with their numbers on the back. That's very cool. Some of these are wild looking. What the fuck do you unlock? Okay, I very much doubt I'll run into the GM truck that these go to. Now, I'm sure this is probably already broken, which is why I'm pretty sure this is a scrap box, actually. But if it wasn't, it really sucks to see this thing just thrown in there. These Row AMI CD players are worth their weight in gold, as genuinely most of the CD jukeboxes out there are only missing the CD player itself because, well, they go bad, and then people go to replace them and find out they cost more than the jukebox is worth. If anyone needs a remote volume adjust for their goddamn jukebox, hit me up. I have fucking every single one I'm pretty sure that ever has existed. That's an oil filter wrench. Why is that in there? I was too distracted by the dent to realize, why the fuck is there so many legs coming out of this capacitor? What the hell? Is this a double capacitor? A bunch more of the same piece of glass. They're probably new old stock. They've just seen pretty bad days. I think we got some CDs we need to check out. Okay, it's a bunch of pirated songs. Who'd have thought? What the fuck? This is just a bunch of photos of somebody trying to sell stuff on eBay, it looks like, from like 2004. What the fuck? Now, to be honest, I didn't get much done in this video, I know. Pretty short video, but there's a few reasons for that. One, this weekend I've been busy getting my car for the enhanced inspection. These all get rebuilt in the last video. And also, I've been cleaning out a room to put all of that junk in. This room here. I got this shelf set up right here. This should hold a bunch of the stuff that won't be on totes. That's where most of the stuff that was already in this room went, on that shelf there that got built, and a billion Xboxes. Over here, I'm going to build those fancy wall tote things that you see on TikTok, the little shelves that hold the totes. So you can pull out like the bottom tote without having to pull out all of the other totes. I think that'll work pretty well. Put that entire wall those, and this entire wall can be totes over here, and the rest of this can just be filled in with other random junk. I'm really hoping all of it fits in this room. I think it should once it's all packed down into totes and the junk is gotten rid of, but it honestly is going to be pretty tight. But if you like what you saw, please like and subscribe. Hopefully next week we get to go through a bit more of this stuff, and hopefully actually clear out my arcade so I can actually use this place again, just in time to unload the rest of the stuff that's in the trailer in here and fill it back up.